Warning! This video blog or vlog could contain harsh opinions or foul language. If you do not appreciate said content or material, well, you could just fuck right off.
Greetings, Internet people. Ranting Ramsey here. How are you all doing today? Not doing so badly. And I'm going to try to make this kind of rather concise because my computer's been having some issues lately. And I recorded a video on this subject about 3 or 4 days ago, but it ran longer than I wanted it to, and for some odd reason it had visual with no audio, and it was extremely irritating because it was actually, like, really good shit. But anyway, as you can see by the title, today we are talking about Donald Trump, and there's a lot of different things I have to say on this subject, and I'm going to try to get down to what's relevant right now, which is the latest I think we've heard from this goofball, is that he is considering not running as a Republican but running as an independent, which kind of reinforces what my initial impression of this whole fucking thing was. Actually, no, I gotta be honest, my initial impression was that it's all just fucking publicity stunt, because he had like a new season of The Apprentice coming up, and he's got his beauty pageants coming up, and then he said that stupid shit he said about the Mexican immigrants, about how they're intentionally sending us their criminals and rapists, basically, is what he was insinuating, which is absolutely fucking asinine to begin with. And it was like, at that point, if it was a publicity stunt, it completely and totally backfired because all his shows got dropped. And I think maybe at that point he decided to actually just fucking double down and say, okay, well, maybe I guess I have to be serious about this now. And then so my next impression was, this guy's got to be a Democrat plant. I mean, I know he looks like an actual plant, you know, as in, you know, foliage, chlorophyll, all that shit, but no. Yeah, carrot, by the way. Anyway, I was thinking that once he started to gain momentum, it seemed to me like he was simply there to foil the Republicans. And that was further reinforced by the fact that he only pretty much exclusively attacked other Republican candidates. Like, he's going full, like old school politics, and that he's not even bothering to address whatever opposition he may have on the other side of the aisle. He's going after anyone that might challenge him for whatever nominate, you know, and now he's doing this whole threatening to run as a third party thing, which would, if initial polls are any indication of what's to come in the future, which, let me say this now, I don't think Donald Trump's going to become the president. I think once the race actually starts to fucking matter, like right now it's just a bunch of bullshit ass fluff, but people are talking about it, so it seems something reasonable to make commentary on. Anyway, once the elections and the primaries and all that shit actually start to fucking truly matter when it comes to narrowing down the 2 to 3 candidates that the media is going to tell the American populace that those are the only people they can vote for. You know how I feel about that if you've watched any political video I've done about voting in the past. That if Donald Trump really is on the fucking ballot, like that's what they do. They do the big three. Like, there's not just Hillary and whoever, or Bernie Sanders and whoever, but it's Hillary or Bernie or Jeb or Cruz and Trump. That could make things fairly interesting, in that there's a lot of Republicans that are going to pull away from the Republicans and go for Trump because they're not really true, like, so much Republicans as just basically capitalists with no political affiliation, whatever. They're just straight capitalists. I don't care about the politics in this country as long as I can make me some $1 million. And so it's interesting. It could come into something But at this point, I can't really see it as anything other than either just a fucking joke, or literally he's actually leaning towards wanting to be a Democrat or wanting the Democrats to win so that he can... Actually, you know what? That doesn't make much fucking sense, because Democratic business policies are never in favor of the wealthy. Which I'm not saying is a good or a bad thing. This is completely neutral. I am neutral on the whole Democrat-Republican side. Honestly. Totally fucking neutral. I agree with some of the things the Democrats say. I think tax dollars and shit should definitely go to pay for, you know, public utilities and stuff like that. And I think if there's a public utility that needs to be increased, then taxes should be increased and the money sent towards that. You know, and I also agree with an amount of government regulation of business, because as we've seen in the past history, when businesses go unregulated, bad shit happens. And just look through history when it comes to, like, I want to say lack of regulation and whatnot is what caused, you know, the great crash, Black Monday or whatever the fuck it was called. But then again, on the other side of the aisle, you know, I'm all for keeping the government out of my fucking business. You know what I mean? As long as I'm abiding by the by the laws that are set down by the society that all agrees upon, these are what the laws should be. As long as I'm abiding, stay the fuck out of my business. Here's my tax dollars. Use them appropriately. That's fine. And then secondly, also, I'm in favor of the Second Amendment rights. You know, it's not fake. It's real. But that's just me. You know what I mean? So, whatever. And so it's not like I'm sitting here trying to rail on Trump because I'm a Democrat or this, that, or the other. I'm really pretty fucking neutral. I find the whole game silly, personally, but it is apparently at this point in time a necessary part of the silliness. So, anyway, this can go a couple of different ways. It really can. Right now, Donald Trump, I want to say before he even, I haven't looked after he made his whole announcements that I might run as an independent, what the current pollings are. But he was I think he had actually got up to #1 in the Republican polls. And so this could make things interesting. I mean, I don't really think anyone of any real intelligence actually wants Donald Trump as president. Which is why, I mean, but then again, there's a lot of fucking morons in America. So I don't know. There's also a portion of me that thinks that some of these people may be looking at this as a joke vote, like ha ha ha, a bunch of college stoners and whatnot, thinking it would be hilarious if Trump got elected president, so he got their portion of the vote, you know, and you know other groups like that think it would just be ha ha, wouldn't it be funny if? But enough of them actually vote that way, and the fucker becomes the president. I don't actually think that's what's gonna happen. I still say it's too fucking early to determine what's gonna happen. That it's like 14 months away, over a year away, obviously. 15 or some shit like that months away. It's a long ways away, and it seems like we're paying massive amounts of attention to it for no fucking reason. There are other things going on in the world, and even in our own country, that in the United States, that seems like it deserves more attention than Donald Trump. But then again, to contradict myself with all the shit that I just brought up about how it could, really, if he gains momentum and staying power, it could shape the election in a whole different fucking way. So I guess it is fairly significant. It's just him. Him. I just want to slap him in the face with a dildo. That is all.
Hey, did you get all that, man?